Hi everyone, it's me Carol from Practical Mystic. As always, thanks for joining me. Well, would you like to find out what your personal 2022 template looks like? Vibrational energy looks like? Well, we're going to do that in numerology by finding out 3 important numbers. I'm going to show you how we can convert those numbers into tarot cards so that you have that template, that vibrational energy that you are working under and having the influence of for the full year of 2022. So let's go ahead and get started. And as always, I like to show you visuals. And what we are going to do, or what I'm going to explain for you here today, is how these numbers, these cards are basically from your life path number in numerology, which we're going to convert into a tarot card. But that life path number is also known as a destiny number and also a life lesson number. We're also going to take your personal year card, your personal year number, which I had a complete video on a couple weeks ago. If you want to find out it more in detail, please tune into that video. But each year you have a new personal year that a lot of tarot practitioners like to convert into a tarot card. And we're going to do both here today. And then last but certainly not least, for 2022, we're going to find what that universal year number is and that tarot card. We're going to put all those together, and then I will show you how I interpret that energy, and hopefully you will learn by doing the correlation and the correspondence so that you are able to set up your own personal template and use it with your journal. Use it with when you do personal readings, whether that's once a week, every day, or once a month, to see if these cards surface, because they're going to be much more instrumental and powerful for you if you understand that that's your template for the year. I'm going to begin with the life path number. It's very easy. Many of you already know what your life path number is. And basically, in numerology, you take your year of birth, the month that you are born, and I don't reduce October, November, or December. I use those numbers. And then the day of birth. Then you just basically add them down. And then we add them across. So an individual born on January 21st in 1976, we come up to 4 numbers, 1998. We're going to add those across. So 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 9 is 19, plus our last number, 8, gives us a total of 27. We know that there is only 22 major arcana cards in the tarot deck, and since we are also converting them into tarot cards, then we're reducing it. Even in numerology, the 27 is not an energy that books are going to talk about. In numerology, everything is always broken down to a base digit, but it is considered how that base digit was constructed, i.e., we could get a number 9 from number 18, for an example. But this is a 27-9, and that is this individual's life path number, and in the tarot, it is the Hermit. So that's the first thing we do, is we're going to take that, understand what your life path number is. Then the second card that we're going to use in this template is the personal year. We find out what our personal year is very easy. Instead of using the year that we're born, we now use the year that the universe is vibrating under, which of course started January 1st, and we are in the year 2022. We take that year and then add it to our personal month that we're born and day again that you're born. Now this time when we add the numbers down, we get 2044. We add those across, then our personal year is a 10 vibration. In basic numerology, you would make it a 1 personal year. In tarot, I keep the 10 as my personal year because it is a higher octave number than the 1, which is the magician. Granted, for a personal year, if you're working with the tarot, you can use the Wheel of Fortune and the magician, but the Wheel of Fortune is the basic stronger of the two, and that's what we're going to use for the delineation and the template that I'm about to share with you here today. And then last, certainly not least, is the universal year that all of us are under. We're going to convert that into a tarot card. Very simple. We take this year, 2022, we add it across, we get a number 6. The 6th card in the tarot is the Lovers. So these are the 3 numbers in numerology. 9, of course, 1 if we're sticking just to numerology, and 6, and it is set up in this manner. You're going to take the universal year, which is the first card, then you're going to put your life path number to the left of that because you're working with this for a lifetime. And then the third is your personal year card or energy, and it's going to look like this. So we are all under the Lover's year. This individual life path number is the Hermit, and their personal year that they're having is a Wheel of Fortune, card number 10. Now, how do we interpret the vibrational energy that we have individually with these 3 numbers or these 3 tarot cards? Now, it's important to understand the influence of the universal year cycle, and that happens January 1st right up until January 1st, 2023. This number 6, the Lovers, belongs to everyone. It influences everything. Look at it as the environment or the weather pattern, the umbrella that the world is under and that you are under when you reflect on your individual 2 personal cards. Okay, it's like this is where you're living with these 2 energies, your life path number and then your universal year number. Okay. A 6 universal year is a time when the world, humanity, is seeking and trying to apply balance. Ultimately, it's seeking harmony. Now, the emphasis in numerology, when we have what is called a universal 6 cycle year, it's always on family, home, health, the community, and the positive advancement towards those things that I've just mentioned. Also, in a 6-year, there's an emphasis on honesty, fairness, people being more, an air of discernment, really seeking truths, tired of getting pat answers or metaphors. There's this need for a foundation of love, honesty that I can build upon, that I can trust. Now, in the tarot, the 6 is the Lovers. And basically, if you look at what that card represents, we can identify that it has to do with home and family. The Lovers are showing you 2 genders, male and female, and that is a universal way that families are born, that we have a relationship, we have an agreement, we build it on love, we build it on trust and honesty, and we create a life around that. And we have our home, we have our environment, we live in a community. So the Lovers year in numerology really does apply for the Lovers in the tarot. Now, there are some distinctions, because if you remember, the Lovers was also called in the earlier decks 2 paths. There's a lot of decision going on here when it comes to the tarot, making the right decisions. Sometimes we have the high road and sometimes we have the low road, and we seek pleasure over vice and virtue. So decisions are important more so when we're looking at the energy for the universal year from the standpoint of the Lovers and relationships. Now, astrologically, I'm going to go really quickly because I don't want this video to be too long. But the Lovers, we know, corresponds to the planet Venus. And as far as the sun signs of the zodiac, it's Libra and Taurus. So for those signs, whether those are your sun signs or your rising signs, Libra, Taurus, where your Venus is in your chart, that's also going to give you extra energy to pull from to understand what 2022 holds for you, lessons to be learned, and gifts to reap. Okay. Now, this individual is working with his personality, his or her personality and life path number of the Hermit. And that personality is having to learn the lessons, if you will, when we have what we call a personal year cycle or a personal year card. In numerology, they're saying that we have to work with this energy because, again, there are positive things that we can reap from it, and there are things that we have to learn and balance. And the word balance can't be overused here because of the 6. The 6 is all about seeking balance. And if you look at the way the number 6 is created, it's rocky. It's always shifting. It's always trying to get stable, but things seem to influence it very easily. So with that Wheel of Fortune, we have to understand that that's also indicating some movement. So what is the lesson for this individual who has a life lesson number, a life path number of the Hermit, as well as trying to work with harmony, relationships, home, love, honesty, trust, making wise decisions? So what is the lesson we would look at for the Wheel of Fortune? Well, number one, we are at a 10 level. You heard me say earlier, if we were using basic numerology, it would be a base 1. But in this 10 higher octave, we are on a higher level of consciousness. There's karma here. There's reaping what we sow here. There is very important indications that we are at a crossroad where during this 1 year period, a lot of activity is going to happen. So we can say, yeah, it's a new starting point, and it's birthday to birthday. And this is where I want to make sure everybody understands. This individual that we're working with as an example, the birthday was the beginning of the month, January. So his personal year cycle is going to start birthday to birthday. So it would be that the energy of the Wheel of Fortune begins January 21st, 2022, and would end January 21st, 2023. Keep that in mind. So let's say that your birthday is August 21st, 2022 this year. Then in August, on the 21st day, you would be beginning the Wheel of Fortune. Prior to that, you would be in the 9 year, the year before, because you would still be influenced under 2021, because your birthday is only in August of this year. So you would still be in the 9, and you are still in the 9 if you're born August, until this year, August 21st, 2022. Then you will begin the Wheel of Fortune. Of course, that would be a different number. I'm only using the August month to show you that it starts birthday to birthday. So be aware that when you're doing your personal year, it is birthday to birthday. Okay, back to this individual who on January 21st began his personal year tarot card, or 10-1 cycle. And as I said before, there's going to be a lot of change. So, much like the number 6, which is always seeking balance, the Wheel of Fortune represents, though, opposing forces. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. Your past experiences are going to be brought to you. So how far do we go? Well, when we're at that 10 level, we know that we go back 9 years prior. Whatever wasn't completed comes around again, and you get to deal with it. So if it was something that you were obligated to do and you didn't do it, guess what? This year you're going to get another crack at it, and you can get it right. But on a very positive note, all those things that were done properly, where you dotted your I's and crossed your T, you will be rewarded. You will reap the rewards. And because we're in a 6 lovers vibrational energy, then it looks like there will be harmony, honesty, relationships might go very, very well. If you didn't do well with relationships, then this year you are going to find out how to change them, how to balance them, how to correct them. Or because you're in a 10 cycle, you may just say, okay, I'm starting again and I'm leaving a relationship. That's also very, very possible. Now, this cycle, I believe, is going to be quite rewarding for this individual. It's important that if you're in any kind of a 10-1, you set your goals in motions. You check out those dreams you put on the back burner maybe last year when you were completing things, and you now bring them forward. Plant new seeds. 10 is also about higher education, knowledge, and it also bodes well with that 6 vibration. Okay, now let's correlate all this energy into the individual, you as an individual who is a 9 life path number, and in the tarot, the Hermit. Well, you know that as a 9, you are, or as a Hermit, you are someone with a great amount of knowledge. An individual whose life path number is a 9 is considered to be an old soul. It has within it the previous other numbers. So a number 9 has 1 through 8. And there is this air of, I understand, I might not be able to put into words. There's sometimes the 9 individual gets very frustrated because they're wanting so much to move ahead, to continue growing. They're great teachers. If we look at the Hermit, there's this need for downtime, isolation. The number 9 individual has to recharge his or her batteries. They have to disconnect from the world because so much information is coming. They absorb. The planet that corresponds to the number 9 in numerology is Mars. It's electrical, it's forceful, it's the entrepreneur, it's the inventor, it's the leader. It wants to initiate, and sometimes it spends so much energy doing that, trying to help, conform, aid humanity, others, colleagues, employees, anyone that it's family, anyone that the 9 is with is always giving and helping. So it really mirrors the Hermit, and the Hermit is saying, if you ask me, I will tell you, but you do have to seek me. And that is so true of the 9 personality. They are sometimes very reserved, and they will help you, but you have to ask. They will not intrude. They have a reserve. They honor who you are. They're reserved. They don't overstep their bounds. It's always this feeling of sometimes an insecurity within them. I might not always be right. That's why they're always searching. That's why they're always learning. They feel that maybe their information also may not be competent, or could be old or not up to date. So there's a lot that goes on, and I really need to say that the number 9 individual, when you study that number, there's this opposition with the head and the heart. If you look at the way the number is shaped, it's a round circle with a straight line, there's more head, and they're very analytical, and expressive in what's in their heads and in their minds. And it basically, they struggle with that. Information comes to them so clearly. All right, so just to put all this together for you in a nutshell, you're going to be able, through finding out, by just doing these easy steps, you'll be able to lay out your personal 3 tarot cards, or 3 numbers if you're just using numerology. You're going to understand that you are under this environment of the universal number 6, which is the Lovers, and keywords is harmony, relationships, and I will add that relationships are on the forefront. Relationships with yourself and everything else. A lot of people are seeking balance. Those who are on the spiritual path are asking themselves, what is my relationships to not only my significant other, but to the world right now? What is my relationship to my job, my hobbies, every activity that I do? Am I doing it well? Am I overdoing it? What's my relationship to sleep? Am I getting enough sleep? Am I getting too little? What's my relationship to food? How do I view food? Is it for nourishment? Is it for satisfaction? Do I underuse food? Do I quickly choose food and not consider my health? Because that is also needing to be balanced. Remember, we're looking to make the best of the energies that we have for 2022. It's also a very emotional time because of the way 2022 is constructed. It is a moon energy, so a lot of people want to do this, but the key is to stay centered and grounded, because there's a lot of unconsciousness, moon energy, and the 2s are causing people not to be able to focus or to concentrate. So learning to get grounded, learning to understand what your energy rod is, what your life lesson number is, what your life path number is, and taking those positive tools to help you fortify and utilize those gifts to bring whatever lessons that your card is showing, and to be able to work under the energies of now's the time to decide where I want to live, how I want to live, with who I want to live with, where I want to work, what type of work I want to do. And you can see that that really forms the pattern and the theme for 2022. I'm going to wrap it up there. I welcome any of your questions and comments. If you need any assistance in trying to figure out how to find your life path number or your personal year number, it's very simple. Just follow these, convert it over. And I wish to thank you for joining me today, folks. We'll talk again soon. Bye for now.